going on, folks? As you know, my name is JP, and you are listening to the 1265, a podcast 100% focused on the Green Bay Packers. We're brought to you today and always by allwisconsinathletics.com. All Wisconsin, all athletics, all the time. Joined by my right-hand man, Mr. Eric. Eric, what's up, man?
Not much. Getting one day closer to football, so we're doing pretty good. Got some Thursday night football tonight.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, especially with how Deshaun played last week. That was pretty crazy. So yeah, lots of good NFL action last Sunday. A lot of good storylines. Not so good out of Packers camp though. What the hell happened, man?
I wish I knew that. I usually, I don't have all the answers when it comes to this one, but yeah, it was tough to watch. I thought it was, I don't know, I thought it after, the first half or so, once we got to halftime where we were at, they missed that field goal right before the half. I thought it was a brand new game.
Yeah, I did as well. I mean, I don't know. Rodgers came out and he said, just relax. It's week 3. I mean, yeah, we have started 1-3 the past couple of years, but at the same time, you know what I mean? We're not. It didn't seem like we were ever in the game with Detroit. I mean, our defense was freaking phenomenal. We caused 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
All on Stafford.
Yeah.
Sam Shields played amazing. He didn't allow Calvin Johnson to do literally anything.
Liking what I see out of HaHa Clinton Dix so far. I know it's early, but like we said previously, maybe he is just a game time guy, and that's what I'm thinking.
Exactly. He came off the bench, got his first pick, and that was the first one by a safety in how long? A year and a half?
It might have been. Well, it was Morgan Burnett against Minnesota.
Yeah.
I remember. I thought it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
It feels like a couple of years, to be honest. But it's nice to have that ball hawking presence back there again.
Right.
Maybe he can. I know you said last week sometime that he looks good in number 21. Looks like a former number 21, and if he can play like the former 21. That for those of you who don't know, Charles Woodson wore 21. I mean, if you're listening to this, you probably know that. But the defense, I couldn't say anything more about the defense, man. I mean, Peppers was amazing when he put him back on the line. He was disrupting everything.
That forced fumble, sack fumble.
Yeah, he played good. Mike Daniels was getting in there. He's
the intensity kind of guy that we've been lacking for the past 2 years or so. Yeah,
it's been awesome. Even Mike Neal had a great game coming off the bench, and it was a lot of fun to watch the defense play. I mean, Reggie Bush, he didn't really do much, what I mean? Like, we stopped the big play, and that's something that Green Bay's been missing for quite some time,
Yeah, Calvin Johnson had, 55 yards or so?
I don't know, you would know, he's on your fantasy team,
which you
lost to by me last week. He didn't score
a whole lot, so, I mean, that was a good thing overall.
The defense was awesome. We held them pretty well, but the offense is where it was like, what the hell? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And going back, one more thing on the defense. So they did really only allow, you take away 9, so they allowed, 10 points, basically, the defense allowed. Because if you take away the fumble recovery right away by Detroit and then the safety. So, you're only an offense like Detroit with lots of firepower, only allow them 10 points. I'd say that's all right.
Well, the thing was, we all expected, 35, 40 points each being put up. That's the typical Lions-Packers matchup. And what we got was like a Pittsburgh-Cincinnati defensive battle. You know what I mean? We got one of those weird games that you don't see out of the NFC North ever.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the offense, they really struggled. Rodgers, I don't know if it was the line or if it was the receivers. I mean, it is week 3. Maybe they'll do something crazy against the Bears. I really hope so.
Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers is struggling. I really don't. And a lot of people probably think I'm crazy for saying that, but I just don't think he is. I think, his offensive line is not giving him time. And I know these all sound like excuses, but I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy. But the offensive line isn't giving him any time. Nobody's getting open offensive wide receiver wise. We don't have a tight end.
And that's the thing that's weird too, is that we were playing against Detroit's like 3rd and 4th string corners who've been there for 6 days before the game.
Right. Well, the one
think
guy
that Jordan Cobb could get open.
The one guy was signed Saturday morning.
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't remember who it is, but
But, I mean, you bring up the offensive line, and you got to look at it that way, too, because, I mean, rushing, we didn't get anything going on either. I don't think Lacey's this bad of a running back. I really don't. He fumbled for the first time since week 1 of last year against San Francisco, so that right there kind of says something.
Yeah.
I don't think, like I said, I don't think Lacey and Starks are that bad. I think that line might be giving up a little bit with even pass protection and run blocking. And I saw a quote recently where it said maybe going back to the run zone scheme would be different. I didn't know they even left the zone run scheme.
Yeah, they're extremely one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy's got to do a better job at, calling plays and
his play calling sucks.
Yeah, it's
lately.
getting.
I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, you gotta get Randall Cobb more involved. You only threw to him 4 times.
Yeah.
He caught 3 or something like that. I mean, Jordy's gonna get his. He really didn't even get his on Sunday. Devontae, you saw Rodgers getting frustrated with him because I think he was.
I think Rodgers is just frustrated.
I think maybe Devontae overran his route
that
or
one.
something, and Rodgers got pretty pissed. But it's like Boykin hasn't been producing. But it's a new week. Maybe we go against Chicago. You get a little more steam. That's my favorite matchup of the year every year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right now, quick stat: Jarrett Boykin has 2 receptions for 17 yards this year.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
So
I mean, I don't know. But let's talk a little bit about Lacey. What do you think's going on with him, man?
It's hard to say. The concussion, that's still part of it. It should be gone by now. Happening when it did, it shouldn't be. I don't think it's still an issue.
Yeah.
I've never had a concussion myself, so and I'm no doctor, so I can't really, say what's going on there. And the offensive line isn't really doing a whole lot. Again, not an excuse, but he can't run anywhere if nobody's creating a hole for you. It's that simple.
That's
football.
True, but there's even plays, though, where Lacey's running up and where he would normally bust through a guy, he's just going down. And he looks like Ryan Grant in a sense. Remember, Ryan Grant would just get touched and he was down.
Brandon Jackson.
That
might be a little more.
Yeah.
But no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's kind of an off start so far, but it's a weird year in football altogether. You know what I mean? You got Arizona 3-0. You know what I mean? You got these weird teams that are doing good things, and then Green Bay I still think's going to get it done.
Green Bay is struggling, San Francisco struggling, New Orleans is struggling. So
I mean, there's not.
It's early.
It is early.
It's not even October yet.
No.
Middle of October. That's kind of where I start to get a sense for what's going on.
Exactly. But what did you think of special teams?
Never really shines in Green Bay.
It does.
You don't see a whole lot out of special teams, and it's been an issue. I can't remember the last. Well, Micah Hyde last year was the last big play we had out of special teams. DeJuan Harris did have, what was it, like a 35-yard return?
Yeah, that was nice.
Brought it up to the 40, really so that's pretty good. But a thing I want to see stop is when they kick the ball 7 yards deep into the end zone and they take it out and get it to the 12-yard line.
Yeah, that's just, you cannot have that. Bad positions. And people judge Lacey on the safety and stuff. It's like, dude, I don't know. It was the right play call. It really is. When you're at the goal line, you traditionally pound it up the middle or whatever, but it just didn't work. I mean, I think we are the only team in the NFL that has 2 safeties on us so far this year.
No doubt. I think,
which kind of sucks, but maybe that speaks on the line a little bit. I don't know.
More so the right side. I know Balaga was back in there Sunday, but he just suffered a strain MCL 2 weeks ago. He's not 100%.
Let's not run away from the fact either that Detroit had a damn good front seven either. You know what I mean? Levy and Sue Fairley, they all played freaking awesome. You know what I mean? And
Stephen Tulloch, the guy
man, that was so
ends his
funny.
season by mimicking Aaron Rodgers' discount double check move.
I'm sorry, I don't like to see anybody getting hurt.
No,
but if you're acting like an ass out there, I don't care.
I said the same thing.
That's funny. You know what I mean? Maybe he needs better insurance. I don't know.
Maybe I saw I don't know who said it, but they said maybe he'll get a discount double check on his doctor bill.
I highly doubt it. Punk. You like to see your quarterback get made fun of, as I'm sure all the Bears fans know. The power jokes are out there.
It's got to be. Yeah.
But it's been a great, fun year to watch.
Yeah.
It's been fun. But this Lions-Packers game was kind of just... It was a downer, man. You know, you lose against Seattle, and you're like, okay, it's Seattle, whatever. And then you come back from the Jets, and it's like, okay. But my thing is, you can't always start out behind like Green Bay's doing. You cannot do that.
I get that, but the Packers are not a team that traditionally starts off fast. They kind of...
I think you need to in this league, though. I really do.
Whatever works. If it's working for them, so I don't see why.
I mean, New York, yeah, we came back from 21-point deficit, whatever. But yeah, them we came back on. But you're not going to be able to come back on some of these teams from 21 points or even
that's
12.
Another thing. This is not the same team as 2 years ago or even last year for that matter.
Yeah, no. It's interesting, though. That's for damn sure. But I would have loved to see Green Bay win, obviously, but you got to win these divisional games. But hey, like they say, you make the playoffs, and it's a whole new season. So, I mean, as long as we can do that. We walked away with a couple injuries, just a couple, but everything looks okay now. Yeah. But luckily, it came out today that everybody on the roster practiced today, which is freaking awesome. I can't remember the last time. Yeah, I do not remember the last time that's happened. It's probably been a couple years. So what do you got for us? How's Clay doing? We saw him go out last week.
Yeah. Well, like you said, everybody on the roster did practice today. For the second straight day, actually. The same thing happened yesterday.
Right.
But we did have 3 guys limited. Brad Jones was a little... And when, limited usually means that they usually have a certain amount of snaps they want them to take, and usually what limited is either they did just the individual drills or they didn't make that number of snaps.
So do you think Jones plays on Sunday against Chicago?
That'll be interesting. He was limited with that quad injury, and then Clay Matthews was limited with that groin injury.
Right.
And then Nick Perry was limited with an ankle injury.
Go figure.
But yeah, Brad Jones, that'll be interesting. I don't know that they really need him out there.
No, I honestly don't think so. Some USC guys that keep going on. So what do you got on Chicago's side?
Yeah, they're looking... I know it is Thursday, and that's not a big tell on the injury report, but Jared Allen did not practice. Just he was sick. He wasn't even there today, I guess. And then their starting center Roberto Garza did not practice. Brandon Marshall did not practice. Their starting guard, Matt Slauson, did not practice. Linebacker, who we all know for the wrong reason, Shea McClellan, did not practice.
One play Shea.
And defensive end Jay Ratliff did not practice.
So they're a little more dinged up than we are. For once, we have the injuries advantage here, or whatever you want to call it. But so what do you take out of that? With those injuries being said with Chicago, do you think a guy like Marshall goes?
He'll play.
Yeah, he's been dinged up for a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah. He's one of those guys who doesn't do a whole lot of practicing, but plays every game.
He's a gamer, like maybe Clinton Dix can turn into. Yeah.
Same. Jared Allen, just illness, the flu, I guess he's got going on, so he'll be out there. A lot of those guys were just, like I said, Thursday's kind of that day to where, it doesn't really tell you a whole lot. Now tomorrow, that's kind of the day if, somebody doesn't practice, that could tell you they're not going to be out there on Sunday.
You said Jared Allen has the flu or something. Now, how do you think that goes? Do you think they just call up like we would do, call into work like, hey man, I'm sick.
No,
I can't come in, man. How do you think that works?
Apparently he showed up and they just told him, go home. We don't want it spreading through the locker room and stuff like that. So he was there. I guess he wanted to go. He wanted to practice, but they just sent him home.
Yeah, God forbid Cutler got the flu. My God. Yeah. So injuries not looking too bad for Green Bay. We kind of got the edge there. Let's talk a little bit about Chicago and Green Bay. So Chicago, Green Bay. I don't want to call it a must win, but I mean you kind of do have to start winning. I mean once you lost a divisional game already, it gets a little harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got Minnesota on Thursday, so you really want to win this one.
Yeah. Chicago's just... I wrote a little piece today saying... Well, I didn't... a game preview that I write for every game, and basically saying this is the game you get up for as a Packer fan, Bear fan, just as a football fan. Green Bay, Chicago rivalry, oldest rivalry in football, most storied rivalry in football. It's just one of those matchups.
And think back on the past, 15 Bears, like how much has been on the line? We had couple years ago, 2010, we had the NFC Championship in Chicago. That was huge. And the game before that was they let us in by losing. They knocked out Rodgers last year. It was all dramatic. And then Rodgers comes back to knock them out of their chance of the playoffs. You know what I mean? It was just, it's been so back and forth, and there's such good games. There's so much passion in those games, and I love it, man. There's going to be a little bit more this week. I'm a little bit about this situation here. Okay, I was born in Kenosha, Wisconsin, which is on the border of Wisconsin and Illinois. Okay, and my dad and his side of the family is all Bears fans. And my mom's side, Packer fans, everything. So I had like a 50-50 shot here of not doing this podcast entirely and talking a bunch of nonsense in Chicago. Obviously, I chose the right choice,
yes.
But so I'm going down there this weekend to visit my family, and I'll be sitting there with them in their Bears jerseys and watching the Packer-Bear game. But the worst part is that I played my dad in fantasy football, my other league, and he won. And the wager was whoever won, the other guy had to wear the opposite jersey. So Sunday, if you follow me on Facebook or on Twitter or something, you're going to see me in a Bears jersey. It's the only time you'll ever see me because I'm not doing this stupid bet again. But you're going to see me in a Bears jersey. No, it doesn't mean I've switched sides. I'm not going to be doing whatever address Soldier Field is podcast. I'm not going to be doing it. It sucks. I got to deal with it. I'm a man of my word, unlike Aaron Rodgers. Remember, Boys to Men, he didn't live up to his end of the bet. But I am a man of my word. Don't take it seriously. I'm going to be wearing blue and orange.
I'll be honest, I couldn't do it. I'm a man of my word as well, but, first of all, I wouldn't have made that bet.
I think I was under the influence when I made the bet. I probably was, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I don't know that I could have done that. I will share one thing about myself that people might not like, just to kind of make it fair here.
Yeah, whatever.
One time, and I hate to even say this, but
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah,
I know where you're going with this.
I went to the Packers-Saints game.
Yep.
Opening, whenever it was. Yeah,
2011 after we won the Super Bowl.
Yep. Yeah. And if you do not know, I'm like the biggest Brett Favre fan there is. So what I did, still bitter I was. I don't even want to say it. But anyway, I wore my Brett Favre Vikings jersey to the Packers-Saints game. No. But I did wear a Packers hat, Packers socks. I think I was wearing Packers shorts. So but I got a lot of hate from the fellow fans at Lambeau, as I should. It was an ill-advised decision on my part.
See, I'm not going to wear this Bears jersey to Lambeau. That's a I would not make, but... I mean, I'm sure you were under the influence as well, but...
One of the worst... Never. One of the worst experiences of my life, I will say. It was a great experience. One of the worst decisions,
How much slack did you get for that from the fans, man?
I got stuff thrown at me.
What?
Cans and garbage and... All in good fun, though. Most part. And... Yeah, it was a fun time, but... I took a lot of hate for it. Let's just say that.
I suppose. As I'm probably going to get from all you guys for wearing a damn Bears jersey. It's not my decision. I'm not doing it for fun. I'm doing it because I'm owning up to stupid decisions. You know what I mean? So, let's talk a little bit about Bears-Packers here. What are we looking at here in this game here? Like... Are we going to be focused on the run, pass? What do you think we're going to get away with here? Run game, right?
That Bears run defense, right now, the Bears run defense for these 3 games allows 146 rushing yards per game.
Wow.
Through these first 3 games.
So if Lacey's going to turn it up, he's going to turn it up
here. Be this week. Even Starks can get in on the action, which they got to play James Starks a little bit more.
He had 8 attempts last week.
This is the week, if they want to turn that run game on, this is the week they're going to do it against let's just say less than average Chicago Bears run defense.
Which is odd to say.
Which is odd. Well, really odd, and the fact that they have Jared Allen and the guy from Oakland, Lamar Houston.
Yeah.
A couple of good linebackers, Briggs, Jonathan Bostic. They got some linebackers.
Yeah, they sure do.
McClellan. So yeah, I don't know what's going on in Chicago on their run defense.
It'll be interesting, but I am going to focus. I'm going to say, in order for us to win this game, yeah, we're going to have to run the ball. We're going to have to pass the ball, obviously. We're going to have to get all this stuff going, but I think you have to stop Marshall and
Alshon Jeffrey
and Martellus Bennett.
And Martellus
Bennett. Because
Matt Forte is a hell of a running back.
Yeah, out of the screen and stuff. Yep. But, like, with Detroit, we could have put the whole defense on Calvin Johnson, and we would have been fine. You know what I mean? But with this team, Cutler has weapons. Like, whether you like Cutler or not, he's playing damn good football this year. He brought him back against San Francisco 2 weeks ago, and barring his reputation, he came back from getting hurt and came back and won the game.
He'll throw a pick or two. Weird. That's just Jay Cutler. He's going to throw interceptions. And, same. I always said this when people would give me crap about being such a Favre fan. Well, you got to take the risk to get the reward. That's what I always said. You're going to have to throw it downfield, and yeah, you might risk an interception here or there. But the reward is usually worth the risk, I think.
Yeah, it can
or the
be.
Risk is worth the reward.
It can be, but it can also be the fourth quarter and Favre throws an interception against the Giants in the playoffs, and that could happen too. So, it's a 50-50 shot. But one thing we're going to have to do, I think, stop Forte and just lock down, Tremont and Sam. And, I want to see a little more out of Casey Hayward. Yeah. I haven't seen anything this year. He's been out there. He's been playing. I just haven't seen Casey Hayward, I want to say 2012, Casey Hayward. He was great.
I've never seen a guy with a hamstring injury that's hampered him for 2+ years.
But yeah, I hear that, definitely, because he just doesn't seem like the same dude.
No,
I don't know.
Not at all.
But, think about what this defense could be with Sam Shields, Tremont Williams, Casey Hayward, Clinton Dix, Devon House stepping up, and Micah Hyde. Like, that DB group is so skilled. Honestly, I think next year it's going to be Hyde and Clinton Dix starting at safety. That's just me, but back to Bears-Packers.
And Devon, one more thing, Devon House, he was on Calvin Johnson for much of the game.
Yeah, he was, for I think it was...
At least most of the, if not all the second half. I don't know. They do switch things up. They play different, which that's another thing. I know this is a little off topic, but they're always switching things up on defense, different formations, different techniques. Why not do that on offense? The same thing. Offense.
Our offense, for you Wisconsin Badger fans, our offense this year has reminded me of the Bo Ryan's Wisconsin Badger basketball offense. It's just boring. Throw it down the field.
Well, and one other thing with the offense that I never want to see that toss play again. If they can just eliminate that toss play, where a shot, and usually it's in a shotgun formation where Rodgers will have a running back to his right and just tosses it, gets nothing ever, never has, never will. No. But yet they'll run it 10 times a game. So
yeah, it's kind of weird,
isn't it? It frustrates me.
We don't have the back for that.
No, not at all.
No.
Cobb, but they've never ran it with Cobb. That would, it'd be interesting to see them run it.
I'm sorry, but when Randall Cobb's in the backfield, know he's getting
it's 10 yards every time.
It is.
Every single time.
Maybe that's where he's going to get his deal, at running back.
Oh.
Cobb, Lacey Starks. I like that. So what do you think is going to be the biggest impact player for Bears-Packers game? On both sides of the ball, who do you think is going to be the guy?
I think Eddie Lacy's finally going to have his game going against that
I hope so.
Chicago Bears run defense that is less than... it's mediocre at best.
Because I traded for him in fantasy football in our league for somebody who gave up on him. I'm like, dude, it's Eddie freaking Lacy. He's a bulldozer. So,
Eddie Lacy, I think... I know I'm not a prediction guy, but I'm going to say he'll go over 100. He'll probably have a touchdown.
Well, you may not be a prediction time guy, but it is time to do our predictions right here. So we're going to do a few of our predictions here. We've done in the past, 3 episodes here. We haven't really been keeping track like we should be. But, for the most part, we'll text each other back and forth, give each other a little bit of hell, joking around about who got what right. This week, the bye week start, so there's less games, actually. So
which deeply impacts my fantasy football team. Peyton Manning's on a bye week, so I'm forced to go with Alex Smith.
Has he done anything this year for you, though?
Actually,
has he?
Nothing spectacular, but it's over 25 points every week.
Yeah, I guess.
So I'm rolling with Alex Smith this week.
And who's he playing?
New England, I believe.
Oh,
Who
God.
does Kansas City play? Kansas City
Plays
plays
New England, yeah, Monday night. Wow.
That's a pretty bad pass defense, so he might get me some points there.
Bad pass defense.
Yeah.
They got Darrell Revis and Brandon Browner. They
Yeah,
got McCourtney. What are you talking about? That's a damn good pass defense. That's
Did you see what Miami did to him?
It doesn't. They didn't throw it on him. They ran it on him. Nah. No, Sean Moreno had like 100 yards and Lamar Miller had like 70 or something like that. Like they beat New England on the ground.
Oh, either way.
I don't know. Do you have a third quarterback, man?
Manziel. But
You might have a better chance with Manziel than Alex Smith, dude.
I wouldn't go that far.
All right, so we got tonight. As you know, we record these on Thursdays now. Tonight, we got the Giants and Redskins. Who you got and why?
I got the Redskins at home.
Okay.
I just think Kirk Cousins, to me, I think Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback for the Redskins than RG3 is. That's just my personal opinion. He fits their system a lot better than RG3 does.
He does. Your personal opinion here is my personal opinion. I'm not gonna lie. I hated Kirk Cousins in college because he always did well against the Badgers, but I love him here, man.
He's
like Kirk Cousins. You know, I feel bad for Washington because they did give up 2 first-round draft picks for a guy like RG3, and he really hasn't panned out.
And that's going to be, just to add one more thing, that's going to be interesting because they were both drafted in the same draft class.
And contracts.
So their contracts are up at the same time,
yeah.
But with first-round picks, you can give them a 5th-year option. So do the Redskins give RG3 that 5th-year option and keep him around for another year? And then what does that tell Kirk Cousins?
Absolutely not. If I was Kirk Cousins, I'd demand a trade then.
They almost traded him this offseason before
They
the
should.
draft.
He should be Houston's quarterback right now.
Well, Cleveland was the team that went in on him. They would have given him a 3rd-round pick.
That wouldn't have been bad.
But if you're apparently Washington, they know about the RG3 injury situation and made the right move.
This, besides Packers-Bears, this is my favorite game of the week. Carolina at Baltimore. I'm gonna go Carolina because I just think they need that win. You know what I mean? More than Baltimore does, but I do think Steve Smith is going to have a chip on his shoulder like Deshaun had last week, and I do think though Carolina comes up with it. I really do. Who do you got?
I got Baltimore.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed by now, through 3 weeks, I'm a guy who tends to go with the home team, which I know that isn't always the case, but yeah, Baltimore.
Especially in a place like Baltimore, that's a loud thing.
Yeah, and
did you see when they revealed Ray Lewis' statue? That was badass. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I always was a Ray Lewis fan.
Green Bay, Chicago. And these are honest opinions.
Yes, these are honest opinions, and I'm going with the Packers.
I am too.
I just think, like I said, I think Lacey's finally going to have a game over 100 yards, touchdown. Rodgers he's not going to have a great game. I don't think. I'm no fortune teller. Nostradamus,
yeah. Not gonna be able to tell our future. Yeah. But I'm gonna go Green Bay as well. I just think it comes down. It doesn't come down to any certain play or anything. I just think Green Bay needs it more. I really do. I think McCarthy shows up against Chicago. Yeah. What's the record against Chicago? It's pretty good.
And the Packers have this rivalry lately is kind of interesting because the Packers always seem to win it in Chicago and the Bears always seem to win it here.
Right.
So I don't know, for whatever that's worth.
I mean, it'll be interesting. What about Buffalo at Houston? Oh God,
I'm going Buffalo.
Glad they're playing at the same time Green Bay is.
Yeah, I'm going Buffalo.
Buffalo? Why?
I just think they're underrated. That defense is extremely underrated. Other than that, Buffalo.
Nothing, huh?
No, I got nothing.
I'm gonna go with Houston. They're at home. I think Arian Foster, is he hurt right now?
Again, my fantasy running back.
Yeah.
He's a game time decision.
Is he? Okay, but when he goes, he goes.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's going to come down to Arian Foster. I do think he plays. I think Houston wins. Tennessee at Indianapolis.
Yeah,
I'm going Colts too. I think Andrew Luck's going to tear it up this week. I really do. Divisional matchup, in Indy. Detroit at the Jets.
I'm going to go with Detroit. I know they're not the greatest road team, but again, the Jets have a horrible secondary. Mm-hmm. You have Matt Stafford. He's got Kelvin Johnson. He's got Golden Tate. Even Jeremy Ross has shown to be a good slot receiver. Reggie Bush out of the backfield. I think Detroit wins it big.
I'm going to go with the Jets. I think they need a win, man. You know what I mean? What is it?
Yeah,
they won the opener against Oakland, and that was it.
Well, they've had a tough schedule, though.
They have.
Think
you
about
got
it. You got
Oakland, Green Bay, Chicago,
Detroit.
Yeah.
That's a tough schedule.
I'm going to go the Jets, though. I think the Jets win it at home.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, it would. I mean, Detroit's right up in there with us. Miami Dolphins at Oakland. Oh, God.
I'm going Oakland. It's in London, by the way.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So it's a neutral site.
One of those games.
Sorry, London, for showing you that side of the NFL.
Yeah,
but
no kidding. And they get Jacksonville every year. Like, what the hell? I feel so bad for them. That's not the NFL, London. If we got any viewers from London, by the way, hit us up. Like,
Packers will be playing there within, I think 3 years? 3 to 5 years, and they will not be a home game. It will
not be a home game.
So they're not taking a home game away from Lambeau, which
still sucks.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a lot of Packer fans in London.
Yeah, there is, actually.
Are there?
I know of, I don't know them personally, but I have Twitter followers plenty of them over there.
From London?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm going Oakland. I just think Oakland's a better team than Miami. Miami's got so many questions right now. They don't even know who their starting quarterback is.
You think we drink a lot of beer in Green Bay? Imagine how much beer they drink in London. They're probably at the pub just going hard. Like watching NFL football. I'm going to go with Miami just because I don't like Oakland. Not going to lie. I think Miami wins. Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. After seeing what Atlanta did to Tampa Bay, and remember I called it, I said Atlanta by a ton.
Yep.
I didn't know it was going to be that much, but they did their thing, and I think Pittsburgh comes out with it as well. Jacksonville at San Diego.
And that's the game we get to see on CBS, the late game.
Is it really?
That's the game
that
we get
is
to
the
see.
freaking game?
Well, there aren't many other options there. I don't think any of those
I'd
are.
rather
Yeah, that's
watch
our only
Atlanta,
option.
Minnesota.
Well, that'll be on Fox.
It will be on Fox?
We get
Okay.
the Packer games, the only game early. This is the Green Bay. Well, basically the whole country gets the Packers, Bears early, and then late we get Jacksonville, San Diego, and then Atlanta, Minnesota. We get late.
I honestly don't even think I'm gonna turn it on CBS.
No, that's
terrible.
Yeah, but I'm going San Diego. I don't think it'll be close.
No, I'm going San Diego too. I think they're gonna destroy them. I mean, San Diego's out 2 running backs now, though. Yeah, so that kind of sucks. But I still think San Diego destroys them.
Atlanta, Blake Bortles' first career start, by the way.
I'd like to see him do good.
Yeah.
I mean, Atlanta against Minnesota.
I'm going with Atlanta. I just think Minnesota's got too much going on there with the Adrian Peterson situation.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater's first start. Minnesota, they're struggling.
Yeah, they are. And I think Atlanta pounds the hell out of them. I'm going to go with Atlanta, again, by a lot. And
I don't know if I would say a lot.
I think a lot. Because I think Atlanta's just freaking on fire right now. Philadelphia against San Francisco. This could be a really good game.
I'm going Philadelphia.
Yeah.
The upset. I think maybe
I'd call it an upset. 4-0.
Yeah. Wow. San Francisco's struggling, which I am happy to say that. I do not like San Francisco one bit. San Francisco, they're a different team this year.
As happy as I am to see San Francisco struggle, I'm going to go with San Francisco in this game. I think they're in like the Packers situation where they want it more. You know what I mean? They're going to want it more than Philly does. And it's in San Francisco in that terrible field. I don't know. Maybe it'll collapse again or something. I don't know what the hell's going on there. But I'm going San Francisco. What the hell's going on with Sean McCoy, by the way? He really hasn't been able to get it going either.
Same thing that's going on with Eddie Lacy.
Like, Sproles has been the man in Philly. That's weird. Speaking of Sproles, his former team, New Orleans, goes against Dallas.
Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with New Orleans.
Yeah, Nolans. I'm going Nolans too.
Dallas, I don't know. They're Dallas.
Oh, did you hear about the drama in Dallas too? Mo Claiborne got benched in practice. Cleaned out his locker and went home. I am so glad we do not draft people.
He did go back, though. He went back.
Did he?
Yeah, he's back there now. And
That's
he met with Garrett and met with Jerry, and things are good, apparently.
I mean, every week it seems like Dallas is just another episode of Days of Our Lives. It really does. It's this drama out of there.
Yep.
Des Bryant's demanding money, which he deserves. I mean, pay the man. Show me the money. And our last game of the week, Monday Night Football.
I think that'll be a good one.
New England versus Kansas City.
I'm going with Kansas City.
Ooh. Because Alex Smith's your quarterback.
No,
right?
not just that. Not that at all. But New England's defense just and their offensive line. Brady's been, I don't know the exact number, but I think Brady's been sacked the most in the NFL. I may be wrong, but yeah, I think Tom Brady has been sacked the most in the NFL so far this year. While they traded away Logan Mankins for nothing, their
Rodgers has got to be up there with Brady too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna go New England. I think that New England did. You know what I mean? They're kind of a weird team too this year, like Green Bay and San Fran. They're just a weird team. Like they're good. You know they can win a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? But you just wait for them to go, and I think New England's gonna win.
Yeah,
I really do. Monday Night Football. Kansas City really isn't showing up either, and that's gonna have a lot to do with if Jamal Charles plays, because I heard he's 50-50 game time, which sucks for fantasy.
Niall Davis has been huge for.
Niall Davis?
Yeah.
Oh, that's his backup.
Yeah, he's been huge for Kansas City so far.
So those are our predictions, guys. One more prediction to go. Chicago, Green Bay. So Bears, Packers this Sunday, 3 days from now. Let's do some final predicting here. I'm going to go Green Bay 21, Chicago 17. I think it's going to be another close game. My impact player for this week, none other than Julius Peppers going back to Chicago. I think he's going to tear it up, man. What do you think?
I'm going to go Packers 24, Bears 16. I think, like I said, Eddie Lacy is going to finally turn up. Yeah, it's about time, facing not a great run defense, and I think he'll have over 100, a touchdown. So, yeah, I think the Packers get the win that they need. And
you think Lacy goes into beast mode?
Yeah.
All right.
We get right back in it.
Thanks for listening, guys. This is our 4th edition. We're only going to get better from here. We appreciate you listening, as usual. We are sponsored by All Wisconsin Athletics. All Wisconsin, all athletics, all the time. You can follow myself at Mr. Paradise24 on Twitter, and Mr. Upton here at Eric with an ARRICK Upton on Twitter. Again, no relation to Kate Upton.
We don't know that yet.
I mean, it's pretty damn sure, man. You can follow our sponsor, All Wisconsin Athletics, at All Wisco, ATH, as an athlete, on Twitter. Also, give us a like and a follow on Facebook. You can find us at Eric Upton's Report. Just search
Eric's Packer Report.
Eric's Packer. Alex, edit that out. You can follow us on Facebook at Eric's Packer Report. Don't forget to give us a follow. The podcast is posted there and on Twitter.
Plenty of giveaways coming up. Autographed Packer items.
Yes, we are getting hot on the giveaways.
We got a lot of stuff coming. So
thank you for listening. It's been great. It's been real. Eric, it's been fun.
Have a good weekend.
Yes.